Alright, that a piece of interruption there, my apologies. Let's continue. So this will end up 5 plus x plus 5. Alright, to the bottom, where both of the c and the b is negative, what will happen there? So again, b is equal to minus 4, c is equal to minus 21. What are two factors? When you multiply them, you get minus 21, and when you add or subtract them, you'll get minus 4. I know 3 times 7 will give you 21. I think that's the only combination will give you 21, so this one must be it. But because the b is negative, this larger number must be negative. And we'll get minus 7 times 3 will give you minus 21, and minus 7 plus 3 will give you minus 4. So x squared, let's put plus 3 here, doesn't matter the order, x minus 7x minus 21, doesn't matter the order. So we have here, when we take out, factorize by grouping again, x comes out, x plus 3, minus 7 comes out, x plus 3, x minus 7, x plus 3. Here, b is equal to minus 7, c is equal to 3, 2, 6. Factors will be what? Two numbers that multiplies and get 6, we know those two numbers are 3 and 2. And the 6 is positive, and the 7 is negative. If I put negative and negative, negative 3 times negative 2 gives you positive 6, and when you add them up, you'll get negative 7. So x squared minus 3, x minus 2, x plus 6. Again, by grouping, x minus 3 minus 2, x minus 3, x minus 2, x minus 3, and that is how that is solved. Let's go to when a is equal to minus 1. I'll do two examples of that. When a is equal to minus 1 at the top here. Bam. Good. So when a is equal to minus 1, this is slightly different from what we did before. We have to do AC, which would be negative 1 times 15, and b is equal to 2. This will eventually be minus 15, and b is still equal to 2. So what are two factors? When you multiply them, you get minus 15, and when you subtract them, you'll get 2. I know 3 5s are 15, and because the b is positive, the larger number must be positive, so c 3 is negative. So we have a factor 15. Let's put plus 5x minus 3x minus x squared. I'm going to let you do the second one. And what is common here? Again, factorized by grouping. 5 is common, so you have 5 plus x, 3 plus x. And we have minus 3 is common here, minus 3x, so you have 3, what am I saying? X is common, forgive me. So you have 3 minus x plus x. So you have, sorry, let me just go it over for those who are confused. 5 is common, so we took out the 5, we have 3 here, plus x, and this case x is common, x and x, so we took out the x, so we have 3 plus x. Minus x times 3 will give you minus x times positive x will give you minus x squared. So we have 5 minus x and 3 plus x. Get it backwards. So you can solve this one here. Let's go to when a is greater than 1. When a is greater than 1. When a is greater than 1, again, you have to do AC. AC is 8 times 3. And 8 times minus 3 will give you minus 24. And our b is equal to 10. So give me two factors. When you multiply them, you'll get minus 23. And then when you add or subtract them, you'll get 10. Those two 24. Those two factors will be 6 and 4. 6 4 is 24. Which one will be negative? It will be both of them. No, we can't use that. You have to use 12 and 2. 12 and 2. And the 2 must be negative, so that when you subtract, you will get back 10. So this will be 8x squared plus 12x minus 2x minus 3. And what is common between 8 and 12? That will be 4. So 4x comes out, and we have, put the grouping sign, and we have here 2x plus 3, and the minus 1 comes out here, and we have 2x plus 3. Why did we take out minus 1? Something must be common so that they can go with the first term here. We can't just see that this is 2x plus minus 3, but notice that the in here is positive, so we took out minus 1. So it becomes 4x minus 1, 2x plus 3. Let's do this one quickly. AC is equal to 2 times 3 is 6, and B is equal to 7. Two numbers, when you multiply them you get 6, when you add them you get 7. That will be 6 and 1. So 3x squared plus 6x plus x, which is the 1x plus 2, and 3x is common, x plus 2, and 1 will be common here, x plus 2, 3x plus 1, and x plus 2. So that is how that is solved. What about when a is less than, this one is incorrect here, and a is less than, oh, you can solve this one, sorry, when a is less than minus 1, when a is the negative. So what happens? Again, AC is equal to 12 times 10, which is 100 and minus 120, and our B is equal to minus 7. So we need two numbers. When you multiply them you get 120, and when you add or subtract them you'll get 7. So that's a large number, so this is how I would come up with those numbers. I will start with, let's see, I will add two numbers, 2 to the 7 is AC is equal to 120, B is equal to minus 7. What I will do is add 2 to the 7. 2 to the 7 will give you 9, and I multiply it times the 7. No, what am I doing? Let me see if I can remember this thing. Yeah, and I multiply times the 7, so when I subtract it, this will be minus. So when I subtract it, I will get back minus 7. No, I will not get back minus 7. Now I have to multiply it times 2, the difference, right, to see if I get back minus 7. 2 9s are 18. That wouldn't work. So I increase this difference by, let's say, another 2. So I would try, let's say I try increase it by 2. 7 plus 4 is 11. 11 minus 11 times 4. Minus 11 times 4 is 44. That will not get me to 120. So I increase by another 2. Because it's minus 18, this is equal to minus 44. So let's go up again. Let me increase this number by another 2. And I will get minus 13. And the difference between minus 13 and 7 is 6. Minus 13 times 6 will give you 78. Minus 78. That did not take me to 120. So I have to increase this by another 2. Let's go to 15 minus 15 times 8. Minus 15 times 8 will give you 120. So I get my negative 120. So that is all. And when you add minus 15 and 8, you'll get back minus 15 plus 8, you'll get back your minus 7 here and here. So then we get our AC, and then we get our B in these two numbers here. So that's how you can conjure up your numbers. So let's use our minus 15 and 8 factors there. So we replace B with minus 15 and 8, so we have 10 minus 15x plus 8x minus 12x squared. And what is common here? We see that 5 is common. We have 2 minus 3x plus what is common here? You see 4 is common there. So we have 2 minus 3x. 4x is common. And we have 5 plus 4x and 2 minus 3x. And that is always solved. So, what about quadratic equations? Difference between an equation and expression is an equal sign. So what this means is that x must have a value. You must find some value for x. And that is what we're seeking to do here. Find some value for x. So let's go. Now, we solve the quadratic equation just as how we solve the quadratic expression. In this case, sorry, this is the version where the quadratic expression was already solved. This is where it's already solved. We came down to the binomial expansions. So what we do, when 2x plus 5 is equal to 0, we have 2x is equal to minus 5. We took over the minus 5. X is equal to minus 5 over 2. And then we put when x minus 3 is equal to 0. So the first bracket must be equal to 0, and then the second bracket is equal to 0. X is equal to positive 3. So we found the two value of x. So what about this here? What is common here? We cannot add it also. We can't take over the minus 3 minus 6x and do anything. So what is common? We factorize. Whenever you can't add or subtract, I said you have to factorize. So we x minus 6 is equal to 0. That's when we factorize it. So the first term, x is equal to 0. This is the first one there, and then x minus 6 is equal to 0. So we take over the 6 and x is equal to positive 6. So let's see that in a quadratic equation. Again, this is the same. Oh, we have a 10 over here. If we bring over a 10, it becomes x squared plus 3x minus 10 is equal to 0. So what is b? B is equal to 3 and c is equal to 10 minus 10. So give me two factors that when you multiply them, we solved this before, it will be 5 and 2. And because b is positive, the larger number must be positive. So let's solve it. X squared plus 5x minus 2x, it will be minus 10 is equal to 0. So factorize by grouping as we did before. So x is common here, x plus 5 minus 2 is common here, x plus 5. This is equal to 0. So x minus 2 is equal to x plus 5 is equal to 0. So the first bracket, x minus 2 is equal to 0. So x is equal, when you take over that 2, becomes positive 2. And then x plus 5 is equal to 0. So when you take over that 5, x is equal to minus 5. Simple as that. That's how you solve quadratic equation. So let's solve this one here, and then we go on to using the formula method, and then we completing the square. Then we'll stop and do another video on simultaneous equations. So how do we solve here? We need AC. AC is equal to 6, B is equal to 7. Our factors are 6 and 1. When you multiply them, you get 6. When you add them, you get 7. 6 and 1. So 3x squared plus 6x plus x plus 2 is equal to 0. What is common? 3x is common, x plus 2. 1 is common, x plus 2 is equal to 0. And then 3x plus 1, x plus 2 is equal to 0. So when the first bracket must be equal to 0, so 3x plus 1 equal to 0. 3x is equal to minus 1, we take over the 1. X is equal to minus 1 divided by 3. And then we have x plus 1, 2 is equal to 0. X is equal to minus 2. Simple as that. Let's see the formula. The formula is equal to x is equal to minus b plus minus the root of b squared plus 4ac divided by 2a. And we want to solve this quadratic here using that formula. This quadratic here, which is 3x squared plus 7x plus 2 is equal to 0. So well, you know, this is A, we did this already. B, and this is C. So I think we should stop here and then we'll continue a bit later.